another game that we should have won. Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Phillies Sensitive Video Catch here recapping last night's game between the Philadelphia Phillies and the New York Yankees as the Phillies lose 6-5 to the Yankees as they get swept out of this quick two-game series. As a pathetic. I am just so tired of it. It's just so many winnable games that we're just not winning. We're just not winning. We continue to just fail with runners in scoring position. It's just pathetic. I'm just so tired of it. We could easily be winning these games. And I guess if we're getting into this video, please subscribe if you haven't done it yet. Please hit the notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get into this. I am also tired of Joe Girardi and the Phillies organization babying Spencer Howard. I am sick of it. He was called up yesterday afternoon after the video that I made recapping Tuesday night's game. And it's just like 3 innings. I mean, seriously, he did a good job. He did. I understand that, in his recent starts in the big leagues, he's, been cruising for the first, 2-3 innings, and he has this insane drop in velo. It's weird. His velo just goes, whoop. It's just bizarre. But last night he looked very, very good, and we're going to pull him. Joe Girardi, we continue to baby Spencer Howard. It just drives me crazy. It's just like, why change something that is working, right? It's just like, why take him out like that? I just don't understand. Then we bring in Chris Sanchez. Does he make it any better? No, he does not. So we pick up the scoring summary at the top of the first inning. Started off great, right? We see Gene Segura on the first pitch of the ball game here as he homers on a fly ball to left center field. That ball was not cheap either. I tell you, that ball was pretty well hit. That is Gene's 5th home run of the season. And the Phillies get on the board first and jump out to an early 1-0 lead on the very first pitch. So start off with a bang, no pun intended. A first pitch homer from Gene Segura, a guy who's not really known for hitting homers. Of course, this is the leadoff guy. He's a little guy. It's just like great job right there, Gene Segura. I pick it up, top of the third inning. Bryce Harper with his 17th double of the year and much needed RBI right here as he doubles on a sharp line drive down the right field line. JT Mucho trots home. Well, he was running home. He was running at full speed. Not a very good throw out of right field. And it's now 2-0 Phils. So Bryce Harper driving in his 35th run of the season. So double number 17 for Bryce. We all know that the RBI total is definitely low this year. Think about this. I was just watching one of my old videos the other day. I think it was the series when we were in Pittsburgh 2 years ago. And I was saying in the video, I'm like, well, Bryce Harper is close to 70 RBIs this year. And look where we are right now at the same point as where we were 2 years ago. And Harper only has 35 RBIs. Now, granted, he still had a very good year. He's made up for in other areas, hitting for a higher average, 287. His OPS still very, very high. Sits above 900. OBP, close to 400. But the RBI total, very, very low. So he's made up for it in other areas. But it's just very strange. In fact, he's not getting a lot of opportunities, and the opportunities that he's had, some he's come through and some he hasn't. So, I don't know. It's just weird. It's very, very weird. 2-0 Phils. Then here we go. Chris Sanchez comes in to relieve Spencer Howard, the quote starter. Think about this, and people are like, I'm going to talk about this a little later. Never mind. Gleyber Torres homers on a fly ball to right center field, his 6th home run of the season. And the Yankees get on the board now, 2-1 ball game. And prior to that, in the top of the 4th, Gleyber ended the inning with a very, very good play. And then he comes back and hits that homer in the bottom of the inning. Then Greg Allen, the save inning doubles on a line drive to center field. Brett Gardner comes around to score. And the ball game is tied at 2 as the Yanks tie it. Just pathetic, man. Just pathetic. So I wonder what would have happened if Spencer Howard would have stayed out there for the 4th. Now, I'd say this 2020, we all know that. I said it before and I'm going to say it again. Stop babying Spencer Howard. I'm just sick of it, man. I'm just sick of it. Stop babying this guy so much. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. 2-2 tie. Thanks, Chris Sanchez, and thank you, Joe Girardi. And maybe that's not Joe Girardi's call. It's very, very possible they said, listen, we want Howard on a short leash, but usually that's manager's discretion. That's part of a manager's job. So I find it very, very hard to believe that Girardi isn't the one making the call right there. He's the manager. So I find it very hard to believe. But who knows? Who knows? There's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes we don't know about either. Pick it up here in the bottom of the 7th inning, Hector Neris, another high leverage reliever for the Phils, right? Oh boy, as Giancarlo Stanton singles on his short ground ball to right field the other way, and Florial comes around to score as the Yankees now take a 3-2 lead. I mean, you bring in Hector, and yeah, this is what you kind of expect from a guy like Hector Neris, right? So a 3-2 ball game after Stanton did that. Then Rougned Odor. At this point of all, I actually thought it was over. He gets a hold of one on a fly ball to right field, a 2-run shot. He got all that one, flipped the bat, stared at it, looked at the Yankees dugout. The ball was murdered. His 11th home run of the season. Also scores Stanton, so it's now a 5-2 Yankees lead as they extend the lead. So great job, Hector. Great job. I mean, it's a wild card. Just one day, Hector comes in, 1, 2, 3 inning, and then the next day comes in, you saw the performance he had last night. So it's just so hot and cold. And I think everybody's called on. I think Chris was talking about this the other day, and he made a really good point. I didn't even think about this. He made an excellent point. When opponents, they look at film and they fought on in a 2-strike count. When Hector Neris gets a guy in a 2-strike count, he's gonna go down there with the splitter, and now they're just sitting back. They're not gonna swing at it. They're not gonna swing at it because they know what is coming. It's predictable. So this is a problem now, Hector. This is a problem. It's just not good. That's all I'm going to say. It's just not good. Then top of the 8th inning, awesome as we come back here a little bit. This offense shows some life as Luke Williams. Of course, if your name is Luke, you got to be doing something right? As he singles on a ground ball to left field, Reese Hoskins and Didi Gregorius come around to score. Now this is a 1-run ball game. So this is a 5-4 game. Great job from Luke Williams right there. So it's like I said, I mean, in the midseason review, it's awesome to see young players coming up and doing great. And we've been able to experience this a good amount this year. You know, with Luke Williams right here, Nick Maton. I understand he's really cooled off. He's not really getting much playing time anyway. But we've been able to experience this too. You know, some guys that we didn't expect to really, do much are doing a lot. Great job here from the young kid, Luke Williams. And then we take advantage of a wild pitch from Nick Nelson as Ronald Torres comes around to score from third, and everybody moves up. And it's a 5-5 tie. So this is great. I mean, you're going to make the Yankees pay for what they have done. They made a mistake. You're going to make them pay. Now, you finished the job, and you really should have made them pay by handing him this. This is what really should have happened. But instead, we continue to just squander so many opportunities. I mean, we leave so many runners in scoring position. It's just pathetic. Then in the 10th inning, Ranger Suarez does it again, ladies and gentlemen. This is so disappointing because it feels like we finally found our guy, and in this closing spot, and now I mean it's a question mark again. It's Ryan Lalare signals on a fly ball to right field, and Gary Sanchez scores after they sacrificed him the third. That gives the Yankees a 6-5 win. Now I will say this. Ranger Suarez, it wasn't likely to have a double to Gary Sanchez. I mean, this is an extra inning game. Gary Sanchez was placed on second base. So we all know this little dumb rule in the extra innings where the guy gets to be on second base. I mean, this is a clear advantage to the home team. Clear advantage. Now, I understand if you're going to go up there in the top of 10th inning, extra in the game, if you're the away team, and if you don't get the job done, I mean, you might as well just chalk it up. Game over. Especially if you have like the media order coming up for the opposing team and the bottom of the inning. I mean, you might as well just chalk it up. I mean, it's game over. I mean, it's just so easy. It's just so easy. So it's just, I feel it that way when we're at home. It's just so easy to win. I mean, it's always been like that. Prior to, running second base thing, it's always easier to, win extra innings when you're at home. You always have the advantage, but it's way easier now with this runner on second base. It's way easier. As Gene Segura, I'm going to talk about it again. I understand he did hit that homer, but he was getting a lot of ones out of Leos, but not really stringing a lot of multi-hit games together. JT Mucho showed some signs of life before. JT Mucho definitely had a bad series. He just did not have a good series at the plate. But Bryce over that nice RBI double fouled that ball off of his foot. Joe Girardi said he would have hit anyway if the spot would have come up again, which is good. But 2 walks last night as well. So he's done his job. 40th walk of the year for Harp last night. He's had a very good year. I'm going to keep saying it. 908 OPS, like I discussed. Over 900, 287 average. So he's definitely had a good year. So hopefully Harp's okay. I think he is. Another thing, I'm gonna talk about it again. I mean, this offense. I understand we scored 5 runs last night, but still not a very good job. We continue to just squander so many opportunities. It's just pathetic. I mean, we waste so many opportunities. It's just frustrating. I mean, it just, what it is? It's just predictable. It's just so predictable. And when we get a couple runners on, whether it's first and second and third, You just know what's going to happen, especially with 2 outs. You just know what's going to happen. A ground out, a fly out, a strikeout. It's so predictable. This team is so predictable. Just when you're watching, you're just like, oh, I know what's going to happen here. And I've never seen a team also just chase so many balls in the dirt. I just don't get it. You saw there in the first inning, I mean, Jay Triunto, Bryce Harper, Henry Hoskins all struck out on pitches that were nowhere close to zone. Now, granted, I mean, those were some pretty filthy pitches that had a lot of movement on it, especially like a slider. I mean, you see it come in the last second and goes like that. And, bam. I mean, I think that's a pitch that JT struck out on. I mean, that was a really, really good pitch. But Bryce Harper, ball that literally bounced to the plate, and he's hacking. Ladies and gentlemen, he's hacking at a pitch that bounces to the plate. He's going to hack away at it. So it just, I mean, come on. I mean, that was such a weak swing. How about Rhys Hoskins? Another weak swing. So, I don't know. I mean, you have the media order coming up in a pretty good situation, and we can't even do anything. Just absolutely embarrassing. And Brad Miller, how about that horrible error by Brad Miller out there, too? And that also cost us from winning the ball game. I mean, what in the world is he doing out there since Bryce Harper was the DH last night? What in the world is Brad Miller doing out there? He's not good at the plate. He's striking out like every at-bat. I mean, this guy, his strikeout rate is through the roof, ladies and gentlemen. He's striking out like crazy. And also made that horrendous error last night. Take a look at Spencer Howard's little start last night. 3 innings, 1 hit. He didn't allow a run, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts. He was very, very good last night. He was. I understand he did walk that batter, but he looked very, very solid. He did. So I would like to see him go a little longer. Stop babying this guy. They're always like, oh, we can't develop Howard in the big leagues. And I said, has he had his troubles? Yes, he has. I'm not going to give him a break and say, oh, well, he's been very good in, the couple innings that he's pitched. No, he is not. I mean, he showed signs, first 2-3 innings, then in the 4th, he just completely falls off. Now, you might be thinking like, hey, with you saying that, why are you upset he only went 3 innings? Well, I feel like this is a different story because even in those, couple of innings that he had in the previous starts before, he was kind of showing signs of, maybe, declining the rest of the way. Last night, he looked very strong out of the gate. He looked He looked solid last night. I think he definitely could have went another 2-3 innings at least. I would say it again. How many times? How many times now? I mean, what do you expect? If you're not going to give the guy any leeway, how can you expect him to develop? I mean, enough of this. Give this guy some more innings. It's just ridiculous. And people are like, oh, out of the bullpen. Let's put him in the bullpen. We need to develop him as a starter. Putting him in the bullpen is not going to do anything. We need to try to develop Spencer Howard as a starter. He's not as good of an asset in the bullpen. He's just not. Now, if we come to find out, hey, he just can't develop as a starter, yeah, fine, okay, let's just put him in the bullpen. But there's not enough time has gone by for us to know that yet. So I'm just going to say that. And Chris Sanchez, disaster. Why in the world are you using Chris Sanchez? Just pathetic. And Connor Brogdon definitely looked solid last night. I was pretty impressed with what he was able to do. Hector Neris, he right now climbs back up to 4.93. He needs to go. I'm sick of it. I am just so tired of it. So he needs to go. Archie Bradley also lowers his ERA rate at 3.12. This is a guy that's been very good. I mean, we needed a guy to step up. Archie Bradley's done that. Great job at Archie Bradley. This is the Archie Bradley I know. I mean, look, when we signed him, this is what I expected. Look what he did last year with the Diamondbacks. Look at what he did last year with the Reds. I mean, this is great. I mean, this is what we expected. And Ranger Suarez, like I talked about, a little unlucky. It was. I mean, he did get the loss. It was an unearned run because that runner was at second because of that rule. Yankees sweep the Phillies. And the thing I hate about this is the fact that they canceled us out. And what I mean by that is we swept them out in June, and then we go there, and we get swept. So they canceled us out. Which I hate. So now back to 500 again. This is a 500 baseball team. Notably said the Mets also win 7-0. So just pathetic. 47-47 on the year. So we opened up a 4-game series against the Atlanta Braves, going against former Phil Charlie Morton tonight, 8-3 with a 3.69 ERA, going against Matt Moore. Oh boy, get ready for this. 0-1 with a 5.25 ERA. You can't really expect to win much when you have Matt Moore in your rotation. You saw that little interesting stat that Chris put on the other day. That was pretty interesting, but I think some of that's just luck. I mean, I do not think that Matt Moore's it. I mean, I've been on record saying that. So guys, if you watch this video, please subscribe if you have not yet. Please hit the notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Check out the social media link in the description section at Phillies Hats of Instagram, TikTok, Instagram. Call or text 267-225-3392. Email me. PhilliesHouseOf@gmail.com. So 4-game set against the Braves at home. Some Morton and more. So guys, thanks for watching. I am Luke, and I'll talk to you later. Let's go, Phils. Let's bounce back. I'll see you again.